Hey, we're back with Passing Show and Harrowings Live with Hal Gill, your host. Looking back, some of the folks who are joining us on the expedition today. We're going to be heading back over to the car, but got to get Len for work. I had the day off, so I thought I'd come out here, get a little who, what, when, and where, get some steps in, a little exercise, and got quite a few blossoms blooming. Check those out. It's gorgeous. Wanted to take you all along through the garden by the Hirshhorn Museum. It's one of the hidden gems of Washington, D.C., generally speaking. Great place to take a break and take in just so many different species of plants and all of the different animals they support, vertebrates, everybody. So I've taken these blossoms for you in case you're not able to make the garden yourself or miss it because not knowing it's here. It's making its way behind the Museum of 1879, the National Museum, erected to house a lot of our centennial exhibits. So many different manifestations of the DNA molecule, the way in which it can configure itself, the way in which we can appreciate it as we ourselves make our way between dawn and dusk of our life. You hear the birds chirping away. And it's not as rich as I've seen it in the past, but I think it's getting ready to blow forth in this later spring. But we did just get out from under a freeze. It's very cold just a few days ago. The warmth is coming back though now. I'm feeling it warmer. Let's get up a little closer to these African Queen Cape Fuchsia. Smell wonderful. See, quite a few of our daffodils are up. Soon you'll see a fair number of monarch butterflies will be visiting the garden. Hey, I'm going to cut back across in front of the sculpture garden. Flaps. Let's see the construction going on here. You'll see they've put the carousel back up. It's been out for conservation, I believe. Not quite in operation yet, but it's getting close. And onward. National Archives straight across the green. A robin surveying his domain. Excuse me. There you can see jet coming into National, I believe. Just over the horizon there. in the Washington Monument. Turning in the other direction, the U.S. Capitol, the Senate, on the far side, closer to us now, is the House of Representatives. The Library of Congress can be seen above that. Behind the Senate is the Supreme Court. On the other end of Pennsylvania Avenue, the White House. Executive, legislative, judicial. Taken all together, this constitutes the hub of power in the United States of America, which is our legacy of this nation, of the citizens of this nation. And I've got to admit that, I think we could have done better many times. That we have not always played to our strengths. But you know what? We can take the power into our hands, and I've advocated for that as strongly as I know how, while documenting the passing show and just the level of interest there seems to be in things being other than what they are. I think if you into individual conversation with just about anybody, you find their fundamental values are much the same. Well, what's best for our families, friends, or relations. And we probably have ideas beyond that. But how could we be right? If you haven't walked a mile in somebody else's shoes, how would you have that experience? So we have to have conversation with each other. We have to consider the fact just little changes make a big difference to the stability of anything, whether it's that kite or whether it's a country. I could go on and often do, but hopefully you're with me and are understanding the concepts with which I'm dealing and trying to be awake and aware and open-minded, open-eyed, even more so, to the information that's presenting itself to me. And always listening to you. I don't know if you remember that song. It closes Tommy. We're going to have the musical Tommy soon in the next series at the National Theater. I pass on the way to pick Len up from work every day. Listening to you. Always listening to you. From you, I get the story. Always listening to you. Be a good ancestor, folks. Send your kids to camp, or better yet, take them out into America. Teach them foundations and the aspiration of our civilization as we make our way from dawn to dusk, beginning to end. You can see over there, folks going into the sculpture garden, which is open 10 a.m. to 5 every day. Pavilion Cafe entrance over there. Trailing behind. I don't think I'm going to go in there. I think I'm going to go instead this direction. Looking back at the Hirshhorn, that's where I left you guys last time. After starting out the National Gallery's observation deck, the East Wing, coming out of there, and onward. Some black SUVs, No, the choices we're making and what vehicles we're driving, everything all works together. Each one of these vehicles, of course, has so many hands involved in creating it. So many different pieces of manufacturing structures have to come together to function just to get us from dawn to dusk, you know? And that they do. Move us. I'm going to move across again shortly. All right, it looks like I can get across here now. That vehicle up there is stopped. Hope he doesn't stay stopped. It's going to be a problem. Keep moving. So I've only got about, let's see, should pick up in about 23 minutes, maybe? All goes well. I've got quite a hike. Get back to the car. So, probably a good 10-minute walk, maybe less. You can see the messages on people at times that education is activism. Very much so. You know, you can activate people to do all kinds of silly things by appealing to their ignorance. Whereas an educated populace is harder to fool. We want to how to think critically and evaluate statements critically. I certainly hope that all of you will do that with everything I put out there. But my main message is always every cent spent's a vote for the kind of world we're co-creating. If we were more mindful about what we were doing, we would shift the economy in directions to be healthy, happy, and prosperous for generations to come. And we ought to think in terms of 700 years from now, 7,000 years from now, 70,000 years from now. Because 70,000 years ago, roughly, there are far fewer of us. We are stewards of their legacy as much as anybody else's. Few survivors of the Toba eruptions, Sumatra. Something to keep in mind, we're very closely related to these genetic bottlenecks. I was taking us through the gardens earlier, commenting on DNA. All of this is manifestations of DNA. Look at these trees, the evolution that's gone into them being here now, the generations of them that have gone before us. I understand those flowering cherries down there by the Cherry Blossom Festival, all genetically identical to a single tree in Japan from which they were cloned. I don't know if that's true or not, but if it is, what a statement that is. Lack of genetic diversity can be a really bad thing. So remember, diversity is not your enemy. It's really what's going to strengthen and improve and always has created out of this country one people want to be a part of. They're still coming here in droves, visitors taking their hard-earned won or whatever, spending it to be here in America. At this point in history, even with the political theater going on in the halls of Congress, the executive mansion, in our case, the White House, number 10 Downing Street, you name it, Reichstag, all these governments instituted among people so that we can keep the airplanes up there. Look at those three jets making their way across the sky. I don't know where they're destined. I can find out because I have the technology to do it in my hand. I'm going to do that, actually. I'm going to go find out where those guys are going. So, you're fine. He's not taking the picture. Okay, so those guys up there. So I look up into the sky in that direction, coming across JFK to Charlotte. It's one of them back there behind it. Boston to Charlotte. So quite a few going in that direction. So we got up there above us, Boston to Charlotte, JFK to Charlotte, and back there, New York to Charlotte. So a lot of passing jetliners going up to Charlotte, over Washington D.C. now. That one up there. Okay, so it goes, bringing you back. Now you can see the jets I'm tracking. JFK to Charlotte, Boston to Charlotte, and behind that, finally, just over the tree, just by the lamppost, that contrail is from New York to Charlotte. I guess it's LaGuardia, probably. EWR? I don't know. And it's down here. A lot of folks going to Charlotte, North Carolina, to that hub, and who knows where they're going from there. I don't know. It doesn't matter to me, but it matters to them. And I guess that's the point. We're scattered all over this globe. Some of us airborne, some of us down here on the earth. We're doing the best we can with what we have. Are we awake and aware enough to have our own personal power and responsibility for the world in which we find ourselves? I have a day off, which is lovely. I'm going to take advantage of it because I don't know when the next one will be. And they wanted me to come in and work today. I couldn't do it. I just had to have the day off to get my physical plan ready to engage in 2 8-hour shifts in a row, which might be a lot for me because I'm not the spring chicken I used to be. But I sure do like doing it. It's kind of fun to work. I wish it wasn't an essential thing for everybody to the extent that it is. Almost tripped there. That's what you heard. You can see the cherry blossoms on those trees there going out. And get back up here on the sidewalk. Anyway, yeah, so we have personal power. We have responsibility for the world we're co-creating. We are making choices continuously along how we are conducting ourselves and shaping the world we're inhabiting. Some things are going better than others. We should really be more concentrated on what will be effective and less focused on competition and finger pointing, blaming others. We are personally responsible, collectively and individually. And individuals have power. They can make significant differences in the lives of others. It's not hard to do. Unfortunately, a lot of people do it by violence, unnecessary. Be sources of love, light, compassion. Be kind. Nothing else, be kind. And know that everybody else is struggling just as hard as you are, if not harder. And that most people are terrified. And if they were brought face to face with the facts of life, A, just because you can doesn't mean you should. B, some of us kill what some of us eat. And there's many other facts of life, but among the most important are the fact that nobody knows what happens when you die. Nobody knows what happens when you die. Believe what you want doesn't mean you're right. And this is a fundamental consideration for all of us that we are mortal. We're brief flashes on the surface of eternity. We have an opportunity to be the change we want to see in the world. And if we just will, we can make a real difference. Okay, with that, I'm going to wrap it up. Get in the car to go. If you joined us on the Fantasy Show, thank you. Heidi Blake, good to have you. Out here at a gentleman called Uncharted something or other. I can't see it now, so I'm just sending it.